Hey guys, you're watching a Starcraft 2 co-op mission. I'm CTG and I'm playing again as Swann with my ally Turgik, playing as Nova. Our map today will be Rift to Korhal. Good luck, have fun to my ally. Well, looks like this guy was the one I friends from earlier. Anyway, I'll once again try to go for Mass Goliath with a Hercules full of siege tanks. Since I've actually been practicing that build, as you may have seen in the past few weeks, and I do now think it is the most powerful way to play Swann. And another thing that may not be readily apparent among Swann players or even non-Swann players is that that particular strategy is really just Mass Goliath. If you think about it, you just effectively have a hero unit in the form of that Hercules with siege tanks. So in addition to that laser drill, you have that other hero unit that doesn't have an ability, but it does kill units really fast. So again, we'll start a fast blaster ability, but since this is Rift to Korhal, the first wave will arrive very early. That is why we need to set up some more static defense in front of our ramp to make sure that we take our base safely. There it is. Let's hurry up and get this blaster ability started, like so. And they'll need another static defense here in the form of that Flaming Betty to deal some area damage, and in case the enemy is light and melee, like Zealots. Put our SCVs behind, of course. Looks like that rock. That set of rocks will go down. So what is the enemy? Oh, Sky Terran. That's wonderful. Just what I need. Alright. Looks like those Vikings will still be in range of my Flaming Betty. That is awesome. Okay. So let's salvage those two turrets and start our command center. And as usual, we want to have 8 workers. Team build the command center to have it build as fast as possible and to already have saturation. Once the CC completes, well, not full saturation obviously, but 8 is pretty good. Let's start another depot there. Let's have these 2 SCVs help out on that refinery, salvage that blaster ability. So yeah, we were focusing on economy as Swann early on in order to ramp up relatively quickly. Okay, let's lower that depot. Remember to drone our refinery. Now we're gonna get our siege tanks. So we're well on our way, but the enemy, as you may remember, the enemy is Sky Terran, so I'll need to rely on the Ares to defend the next wave, since I will not have Goliath out then yet. The reason for getting siege tanks before Goliaths is because Goliaths ramp up in power a lot more slowly than do siege tanks. With siege tanks, I can get 3 and already be pretty good as a support. Whereas if I only have 3 Goliaths, they'll be very flimsy and they'll be in front, and they won't have splash damage. So even though the enemy is Sky Terran, I'll still get a few siege tanks ahead of the Goliaths. I'm also delaying my laser drill upgrades because the priority here is to get my siege tanks up. Out. There goes the first wave. Now I can send the Ares to move forward and take out the first void shard. There we go. Now we're working on that thingy. Okay. Make sure that the Ares not get hit. Like so. Now we'll siege those tanks and work on that void shard. Okay. Now we will get an armory so that we can upgrade our laser drill. Yeah, I mean we do want to delay our laser drill upgrades for a bit, but not too long, since we will still also need the top bar abilities for Swann. I'll focus on that tank, and then that hybrid, and then that Banshee. Try to get all of those before my Ares expire. There we go. Now we can upgrade our laser drill. Get a starport though. And I seem to be lacking minerals for now. But that'll be fine once I start getting my science vessels out. Okay. So I'm slipping on my macro a little bit there, but not too much. Unsiege these tanks. Yeah, there we go. Finally starting our laser drill upgrade. Okay, need a couple more tanks, and then I'll be ready to start producing Goliaths. Okay. As you can see, I once again have 4 SCVs in that geyser because it's far away. So that's fine.
Upgrade complete.
So now we're getting Goliath upgrades, the multi-lock weapon systems. Looks like the enemy wave's gonna be heading for my ally. They will have Marines though. So having these siege tanks will be beneficial as soon as these Vikings land. And that Raven, the ally Raven, is sort of messing up my siege tanks. Oh well. Yeah, now I have my first Goliath. And we're researching the healing upgrade for the science vessel so that they'll be more efficient and more energy efficient basically when they heal our stuff. Okay, I believe I've already cleared out most of the defenses here with my Ares earlier on. That's why I can more confidently move out with my siege tanks. And you might also remember that I focused down the hybrid and the Banshee from earlier. So you can see I'm getting a proxy factory, so that my siege tanks will have a closer rally. Oh, there's a ghost there. Good thing my ally has detection very early on to the game in the form of Nova. And of course that Raven. Oh yeah, my ally has siege tank as well. That's very nice. Okay, you dodge those attacks. Okay, get that range upgrade for the Goliaths and get level 2 weapons upgrades. As you can see, this time I'm focusing on weapons upgrades because that will make my attack even more powerful, and also because my units shoot far enough as it is. And that set of void shards falls down very quickly. Here comes the next wave, and I'm gonna put my Ares in front, while my Hercules. Oh, now I have concentrated beam just in time for those liberators. They'll fall down relatively quickly. So far, so good. We did need our ally for the earlier wave, for the early areas. But other than that, it's been smooth sailing so far. If you're trying to solo this map, you could probably get a missile turret or 2 once you see that the enemy is Sky Terran. Okay. Now the Goliaths will be able to outrange that pirate ship. And all we need to do is move back our Goliaths to make sure that they don't get destroyed by that wave thingy. Like so. And that boat is gonna fall without much problem. So what I do is, you can see I have the Hercules on the 3rd control group, and the Goliaths and science vessels on the 4th control group. And how I manage that is that I use the all army button, and then I control click on the Goliath within the group, and then I assign that to the 4th control group. That is how I'm able to make sure that all my Goliaths are in the control group, in case you're having trouble with that. Though I understand that a lot of you already are pretty good at co-op, but still, I don't want to assume about the skill levels of my viewers, since I want to be as accessible as possible. Okay, again we will load the siege tanks into the Hercules, and you can see that the technique I use is to control click on a siege tank to select all tanks, and then right click them on the science vessel. You will notice that I use hold position on my Hercules in order to make sure it doesn't move. And when it doesn't move, it picks up the siege tanks a lot more easily. Because if it's moving, yeah, it's gonna delay before it does finally pick up the tanks. You can see just hold position. Okay, I'm gonna use another. Oh, I'm gonna miss. Oh well, I did hit some of them, so that's not too bad. Again, I load the siege tanks, drop them in, like so, and then hold position
Upgrade complete.
to ensure that the Hercules doesn't move around too much and picks up the tanks a lot faster once I do need to move. Oh, those two tanks are destroyed, so I need to rebuild them. Just fine. So the nice thing about siege tanks is, another nice thing about siege tanks at least, is that you can rebuild them once you lose them.
Crush them into dust and end this fight.
Okay,
These pirates just don't
let's get
learn,
more
do
depots
they?
and get level 3 weapons upgrades.
It's time to educate them.
Okay, so we'll go for the bonus next. Don't need to use that jump yet.
Not enough minerals.
Since our Goliaths are not there anyway. So I have pulse scanner ready for the next attack wave. So we'll just keep that ready. I mean, you know, I always say that it's not worth it to keep using your top bars as a panic button. But it is also useless to use them without needing to. Okay, let's clear out that battlecruiser. So yeah, I'm saving my pulse cannon for the next attack wave, so that I'll be able to clear it with relative ease. You can see I'm climbing up in supply. I'm at what, 80 now? So even without even this is still essentially mass Goliath. You can see that my main army, there it is. We will have an attack wave there.
Our allies are being
Okay, let's have these Goliaths here and use the pulse cannon on the attack wave. There we go. Right click as it comes in and destroy the attack wave
Even in a crisis,
like so. Now let's move our army back. Oh, there are more. Okay, good thing I have backup. Oh, I missed those banshees. That's a bit annoying.
our allies are being attacked.
Oh well, still was able to clean it up with my Goliaths. Although I did lose some supply there, which obviously not ideal. Okay, now we're ready to push into the next objective. I use my Ares. Drop my... oh, wrong area. Okay, let's drop our siege tanks there. And then move our army forward. Oh, tank got hurt. Let's repair those. And just continue pushing into the enemy location. Oh, siege those guys up. Come on.
Seems like we could
Right.
use defensive.
There we go. Let's just stutter step our way in. Take out those central defense. The thing with this map is that the ramp to the final base is quite tight for two armies to go through. That's why it's a bit hectic. Anyway, we'll drop our siege tanks right in front of the shard to help bring it down really quickly. You can see why Swann has so much damage output
Our allies
when played like this. He has a Heriot in the Hercules and actual Heriots in the Ares, and we will clean up this map very quickly. I'm not sure how much of the work my ally is doing, but it does seem like we are really pulling our own weight here. GG.
that's all of the void shard.
And hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. If you have an idea for what else you can do, please leave that in a comment.
So easily defeated.
Let's see the score screen. Getting some of that nice EXP, and looks like we will get over double our allies' kills and over quadruple his shard damage. You can see how effective Swann is with a bunch of siege tanks. Alright, see you.